morning, student. In the we have discussed in the previous video the solid state of the matter and the types of the matter, solid state of the matter. We under two types: the crystalline solid and the amorphous solid. And in this video, we have discussed in the verse the crystal structure. What is crystal structure? The main of the three-dimensional structure of the solid. In then the terms used for the crystal, lattice and the basis. And what is the first? The type of crystal and the crystal structure and the crystal, lattice and the basis. These are the three-dimensional structure, three different terms used for the three-dimensional structure on the representing in the molecules. And these three-dimensional representing in the molecules in the solid state of the crystal. Then what is the terms of the crystal? The crystal is the constituent particles that are attached to the lattice point from the basis of the crystal lattice, and this is the terms in the crystal. And what is crystal? The constituent particles, and many particles and some forces are the responsible to join to the the solid particle, and these solid particles is the responsible strong intermolecular force of attraction, and this is the strong intermolecular force of attraction to form the solid state of the matter. And this is the solid state of the matter in the constituent particles are attached to the lattice point on the basis of the crystal lattice. And next to the what is the lattice? The lattice is the geometrical arrangements of the points in the three-dimensional periodic array, and this is the lattice. And lattice means क्या? तो लॅटिस इज द ज्योमेट्रिकल अरेंजमेंट, आणि ज्योमेट्रिकल अरेंजमेंट इन द थ्री डायमेन्शन. त्याच्यामध्ये सुद्धा कशी असली पाहिजे? थ्री डायमेन्शनल अरेंजमेंट्स असली पाहिजे. इन द एक्स ॲक्सिस, इन द वाय ॲक्सिस अँड द झेड ॲक्सिस. इधर थ्री डायमेन्शनल अरेंजमेंट इन द पिरियडिक अरे, and this is the lattice points. And next on the basis, in each lattice point attaches to the crystal lattice and to form on the basis. And then diagrammatically represent on the lattice, basis and the next is the crystal. Next is crystal, and this crystal is formed on the basis and the lattice, and this is the first is the lattice point. And these lattice points are the periodic arrangements, and these periodic arrangements of the lattice point and the basis, and this basis and the lattice point is the combinedly they form is the crystal structure. And this crystal structure is the periodic arrangements, and first is the this is the basis and the lattice, and this lattice points is the close combination, and these close combinations to basis and the lattice to form is the crystal structure. And next this crystal structure then form in the unit cell, and there are many compounds or the solids are the form, and the close combinations of the particle with the responsible various forces, and these forces are the responsible to the close combinations of these constituent particles, and these constituent particles is the unit cell. And what is the unit cell? Then the smallest repeating structural units of the crystalline solid is called as the unit cell. And what is the crystalline solid? And defined is the crystalline solid. In the previous video, we have discussed in the crystalline solid. The crystalline solid are the regular repeating arrangements of the patterns. Regular repeating arrangements of the patterns of the particles is called as the crystalline solid. याच्यामध्ये काय असते की क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड जे असतात त्यांच्यामध्ये रेग्युलर रिपीटिंग ऑफ पॅटर्न्स ज्या जिथं असते त्याला आपण म्हटलेलं होतं क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड. And then the terms used for this in the topic is the unit cell. And what is the unit cell? And the smallest repeating structural unit, ज्याच्यामधला पुन्हा क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिडच्या ज्या पार्टिकल्स मधला जो स्मॉलेस्ट रिपीटिंग पॅटर्न्स आहे कुणाचा पार्टिकलचा त्या स्ट्रक्चरल युनिट त्याला आपण म्हणतो क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिडचा, त्यालाच म्हणतो आपण काय? युनिट सेल. अँड दिस युनिट सेल्स इज रिप्रेझेंट इन द युनिट सेल इन द three-dimensional structure, and this three-dimensional structure of the unit cell in the cuboidal structure. त्याच्यामध्ये जे स्ट्रक्चर्स असतात in the unit cell, this is the unit cell, the smallest repeating structural units of the crystalline solid is called in unit cell. आता याच्यामध्ये जर तुम्ही जर बघितलं असेल तर शुगरचं एखादं पार्टिकल जर बघितलेलं असेल त्या शुगरच्या पार्टिकल्स मध्ये त्याचा पार्टिकल्स कसा राहतो इन द दिस सेल, and this is the cell is the cuboidal structure, cubic cell. is the cubic cell. And these cubic shapes of the cubic shapes of the unit cell, and this cubic shape of the unit cell in the particles are the arranged in the corners, center in the corners of this cubic cell and cubic cell. And this cubic cell and the unit cell is then the smallest repeating structure units of the structural solid is called as the unit cell. And these unit cells are the classified into there are the four types on the basis of the dimensional and the constituent particles arranged in these unit cell, and there are the four types. And then there are four types. In the number one is the simple unit. First is the simple. Next, number two is the body center. Next is the body center. And next is the face center. Face center. Next, number four is the base center. Number four is the base center. And we was discussed in the simple cubic unit cell and the simple cubic unit cell. This simple cubic unit cell, first is the unit cell, the smallest repeating structures of the unit crystalline solid is called as unit cell. And then there are the four types of the unit cell, and there first number one is the simple cubic unit cell, center is the body center unit cell, next third one is the face center unit cell, and next is the fourth is the base center unit cell. And first we have discussed in the simple cubic unit cell. In the simple cubic unit cell, in the simple cubic unit cell, the constituent particles, these constituent particles, the repeating arrangements of the particles in the crystalline solid, regular repeating arrangements of the patterns in the crystalline solid, and this is the smallest repeating units is the unit cell. काय आहे त्याच्यामध्ये की कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट याच्यामध्ये की क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड मध्ये आपण जी अरेंजमेंट बघितलेली होती की त्याच्यामध्ये म्हटलेलं होतं की रेग्युलर रिपीटिंग अरेंजमेंट्स ऑफ द पॅटर्न्स इज कॉल्ड ॲज द क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड और crystalline solid. And then the next is the unit cell, and unit cell is the smallest repeating structure units of the crystalline solid. Crystalline solids चा repeating पुन्हा smallest unit जो आहे त्याला काय म्हणतो आपण unit cell म्हणतो. And this is the cuboidal structure in this unit cell, and this unit cell are classified into the four types: simple, body center, next face center, and base center. And you are discussing the simple cubic unit cell. This simple cubic unit cell, the constituent particles are arranged in the 8 corners of the cubic unit cell. And this cuboidal structure of this unit cell, this cuboidal structure of this unit cell and constituent particles. These constituent particles are arranged in the 8 corners. Corner number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. These are the 8 corners, and 8 corners are situated in these particles or atoms or ions are situated in the 8 corners, and this is the simple cubic unit cell as simple cubic. This is the simple cubic unit cell. And next is the body center. And the body center cubic unit cell, second structure we are discussed in the body center cubic unit cell. This is the simple cubic unit cell, and this simple cubic unit cells, 8 particles are situated in the 8 corners. And next is the body center. In the body centers, the constituent particles are arranged on the 8 corners of the cubic unit cell. 8 corner number 1, 2, 3, 4, next 5, 6, 7, 8, and one of the particles or atoms are situated in the centers of the cubic unit cell. And this is the one of the particles are situated in the centers of the body, and this is the body center cubic unit cell. And body center means BCC, body cubic center cubic unit cell. And this is the BCC structures for the unit cell. And the one of the particles are shared to the 8 corners in the 8 corners. One of the atoms are placed in the centers of this body center and shared to the 8 corners of these particles. Next is the phase center cubic unit cell. In the phase center cubic unit cell, constituent particles are arranged in the 8 corners to the 8 atoms of the particles, and there are the 6 phases. There are 6 phases, and there are the 6 phases. One phase of this atom, another phase, next phase number 3, phase 4, then phase of this 5 and 6. There are the 6 phases, or the constituent particles are arranged in this the phase center unit cell, and next fourth is the base center. And the base center cubic unit cell is the top and bottom, and top and the bottom in the oppositely faces of the particles are the arranged, and this is the next is the base center, and this is the phase center FCC. This is the FCC structure, and next last one is the top position and the bottom position, and next with the opposite face of the particles are the arranged in the body. Next is the base center cubic unit cell, and your next is the crystal structure, and there are the different types of the 4 different types of the crystal structure, and this crystal structure is the simple cubic unit cell. Unit cell are classified into the 4 different types: simple cubic unit cell, body center cubic unit cell, next is the phase center, and the base center unit cell. And this is the various 3-dimensional structure of this unit cell. In the 3-dimensional structures of the unit cell, there is X first length L is equal to A is equal to B is equal to C, and then this is the X of this unit cell, the X A, next B and C, and different angles are the forms. The angles alpha, next beta and gamma. Angles alpha, beta and gamma are formed in this the unit cell. This is the alpha, next is the beta and the gamma angles of the form. This is the crystal structure of the unit cell. And next we are discuss next in the topic is the cubic crystal system in the next video.